once again, thanks for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate the time, and I promise that the next couple of minutes that we spend together, it will be totally worth your your time. Okay, so a bit about me. I'm a software engineer, and I've worked with companies in Nigeria and, of course, across several other um, countries in several continents. Of course, aside from being a tech bro, I'm also a business person. But oftentimes, this part of me is not very highlighted as being a tech bro. So why do I care, and why should you listen to me? Um, as a co-founder of Unusual Me, I've learned a lot of I've made a lot of mistakes, positioning business online. When we started over 10 years ago, we were trying our best to position ourselves in the online space. And my co-founder and I made several mistakes. So during our journey, we've learned a lot of things. Of course, mistakes are not a blocker, but at the same time, they are an opportunity for you to learn and to grow as well. So part of the things that we'll be sharing with you on this call today would be to share with you some of the experiences that personally I've gathered while working on this business, and hopefully at the end of the day, you'll find it useful in your endeavor as well. Okay, so let's jump right into it. How do you position your business for growth online? Of course, creating a business requires a lot of things. It requires us to learn a lot of things. But at the same time, there are some things that are key to success as a business person. And today, I'm going to be sharing with you what we think that a lot of businesses are not considering today. So it's simple. It's trust. Trust is a major problem in business. Trust is one thing that every business owner know that is essential, perhaps. But when we're marketing our business, when we're positioning our business, this is an area that we do little to nothing about. But you might think, is trust overrated? My answer is no. And let me give you an example. Let me ask a question.
Dami,
Who-
sorry to cut you short, Dami.
Yes,
If you're
please.
sharing your screen, we can't see it.
Oh, sorry. I would have thought we can see a screen. Sorry about that. So I think the screen should be up now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So I'd like to ask, who would you rather buy from? A friend, perhaps, an acquaintance, maybe someone you know through another friend, or a family member, or perhaps even a complete stranger. So this question in itself can already point us to the fact that trust is not overrated. So at the end of the day, we most likely will buy from someone. If you're anyone like me, I most likely will buy from someone that I completely trust. So if you, everyone on this call, who is like me, of course, would prefer to buy from someone they can trust, then it is okay to conclude that trust isn't overrated. Okay, so um, let's take some numbers just so that we also try to put perspective to it. So a survey was conducted in the US, and they are taking 20,000 samples across the world. So they tried to the 20,000 people included, people in different age groups. They looked at people age 40 from 27 to 40, and of course from 27 and below. So now what they find interesting in that survey is that 17% of them said, 17% of course, people aged 40 and above said they will not buy from businesses they don't trust. 22% of people aged 27 to 40 said they won't buy from people they can't trust. And of course, 34%, which is the Gen Z, said they can't buy from companies that they cannot trust. In addition, another survey was conducted this time around using a smaller, number group of people, and they asked whether these people, these 6,000 people, they asked them whether they would prefer a business that tells them, "Oh, Koya, come and buy at lower price," or "Come and buy from me," based on trust. And 100% of these people, these 6,000 people, said they would prefer to buy from someone they can trust than lower price. Now, oftentimes, surveys may be a jargon. Personally, sometimes I doubt surveys because sometimes these surveys do not really take into cognizance our own environment. Sometimes people do not put money into going beyond the cities, into rural areas to get a much more realistic survey. So we might think that this survey is useless, and I might want to agree with you. But if you have ever run a business online, if you've ever done a business online, whether via your Instagram page or your WhatsApp page, you would have heard these phrases, right? Do you pay on delivery? You have customers asking you that. Can I get it today? How soon can I get it? Sometimes you will run an advert on Instagram and maybe on Twitter perhaps, and you'll see 1,000 people have saved your post or bookmarked your post, as the case may be. Now, all of these things point to one thing, that these businesses do not, these people, these potential customers do not trust you enough. When someone is saying, "Do you pay on delivery? Can I pay on delivery?" They are telling you that I don't trust you enough to give you my money up front. Let me see the product in my hands and then I can pay. When they tell you, "Can I get it today?" Let's say they agree to pay. They tell you, "Can I get it today?" They are invariably telling you that, "Oga, this thing, I can't afford to leave my money in your hands for so long. So I want this thing. Can I get this product today so that I can be at rest?" So those are pointers to the fact that that survey is also true in our own case. So this already makes me believe the survey to be true. And I hope that you would also consider it to be true as well. Okay? Now, if you do not consider it to be true, let me give another example. Maybe this will convince you. When the Stobridger team advertised this training, they said they showed my face. I was probably on a low cut, and now you are seeing me with this my hair. Perhaps a few minutes into the call, you probably feel a bit edgy, right? You feel surprised. So sometimes this is how it works out too. Trust is something that is, natural to human. It is not something we plan. It's our own brain trying to, guide us, trying to protect us. So I think that with this little point of mine, I should be able to convince you that, trust is a major thing that, businesses do not pay attention to, and that hurts us a lot. Now let's look at the numbers, really. So if you put out all of these surveys that they did, it's just an estimation now. Forbes said the global value of e-commerce as at 2022 is $4.2 trillion. So if we try to use that survey, all right, if we try to equate that survey to this value, we're talking about $3.1 trillion as the global e-commerce value that businesses who build their brand on trust can tap into. So at this point, really, I think that everyone, as you try to reposition your business online, everyone who is really passionate about repositioning their business online must be obsessed with creating a brand that their customers will feel comfortable buying from. But not just customers, most importantly, your potential customers, your potential yes, your potential customers, I might say, you know. So there are a lot of people that are not buying from you today. They are scrolling through your Instagram feeds, they are scrolling you through your Facebook page, that they are not buying from you. So if we want to reposition our business, we have to be able to, build a brand. We have to be obsessed with building a brand that people will feel comfortable buying from. So how do we do that? How do we reposition for trust? And now I canceled out growth, because you can see from the previous slides that if you can position your business for trust, then growth just becomes natural. So what's the first thing we need to do? As a business owner, we need to create a niche. Now, for small businesses, especially most of us on this call, we run a small business. If your revenue is not in the region of 9 figures, like maybe you're doing 200 million, I think, according to CBN, if you're not doing around 200 million, you're probably a small business. I don't know, now perhaps things may have changed with this exchange rate, but as at the last time I checked, you have to be doing in the region of 200 million. So for smaller businesses, you need to create a niche. Let's think about a brand everybody knows in Africa, Dangote. This is a brand that's gotten into petrochemicals. We've gotten into different kinds of businesses. But they started off selling sugar. Some would say sugar, some would say rice, importing of these commodities. But now they're a bigger brand. So which means that creating a niche for yourself is not an hindrance to that big goal you have. So if you have a business where you are currently trying to sell a lot of things, it is time to change that mindset. Focus on one niche. Create a brand, not you doing one business. Let's not get that wrong. You can have several businesses, but one brand, one of your business must have a niche. If you are selling sneakers, you are selling sneakers. If you're selling perhaps home appliances, that brand is known for that. Now, over time, you can then scale to other things. Okay, so your customers needs to trust you well enough with one thing before you can cross-sell or upsell. For example, I buy my sneakers from a particular brand. Now, because I was able to trust them enough with the kind of orders that I've processed with them, that the things I bought from them, they were able to cross-sell. For me, cross-sell is when you buy things that are non-related. Upsell is when you buy things that can be used together. For example, if I buy a shoe and I buy a lace, or maybe a shoelace, or maybe I buy polish, so that's an upsell. So cross-sell is when you buy something completely different. So in this case, they are the ones that I buy my jean from, but I did not start buying jean from them. It was because they were able to earn my trust, with the sneakers that they sold to me, that I was now able to buy other things from them. Okay, so the other thing you need to do is to know your customer. So while you're creating a business that people can trust, you need to know the customer. All right, you need to identify who you're selling to. This may seem very simple. And let me ask a question. Do you really know your customers? I'm sure everybody here will say, yes, I know my customers, right? Okay. By the way, you can respond with emojis, reactions, as they call it. Now, if you say yes to that, can you answer this one? If you have a persona of your customer, can you, thumbs up? If you have a persona of your customer, you know what a persona is, and you have personas for your business. Awesome. So you need to create personas for your business. And personas is how you get in the minds of your customers. You let them know. I mean, you when you are creating personas, you are doing things like, okay, what's my interest? What do I like? Am I married? Am I single? What did I learn in school? What am I practicing? All of those things. So personas will help you um, do that. So when you have personas of your customer, then you are able to step into their shoes. So when you now create adverts, you are looking at the documentations. Persona is a very huge detail. By the way, you may not use it. In fact, it's advisable not to use real names of maybe a known customers, or because when you start a business, sometimes you look for your friends to start with, right? So it's advisable not to use real details of people, so you don't expose people's data out there. So, but personas are usually huge. So if you've not created the personas for your business, you need to do that. You need to do that, because if you are not able to be influenced by your customer, then you cannot influence them. Okay. So the first thing is you need to get to understand your customer. You need to get into their shoes, their head, kind of. And then when you are influenced by them, then you can influence them. Okay. So my advice would be that no business person spends money on ads until you have created personas for your business. All right. So you need to create personas for your business. So personas will get you insights about your customers. This insight will help you position your business for trust. Let me give you an example here. So there's a business, of course an acquaintance that I know. So I have her number, and she sells what I call home productivity tools, like all these organizers, wardrobe organizers, kitchen organizers, kitchen utensils, all those things that you use to chop potato very quickly in the kitchen, and all those things. I always look forward to her post, but I've never bought from her. Now let's take, for example, she creates a persona of a customer like me and says, okay, a young guy, is probably doing is a working class, blah 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 blah, right? And most importantly, is married. Then the moment she's able to do that, she knows that the person she's meant to target is probably my wife, okay, and not me. So our adverts will not convert more, our adverts will not convert enough if she's targeting me. But if she targets my wife, which maybe we have the same attributes or criterias, or features. For example, we are working class people, so we have lesser time. So we're looking for things that will make our work faster. We're looking for ways to organize our lives better, our things better, so that we can quickly get them, right? So then when she run ads with the attributes of my wife, our ads will convert better because she's able to relate to the situation. But let me put a twist here. So imagine that she has a persona of me, okay? And then I'm married, right? And then she says, okay, why can't we create an ad targeted at young married people, men perhaps? And then it says, okay, I see things like help your wife save time in the kitchen, or help your wife save time so that she can live better, something like that. Now I know that, well, although kitchen is not my department, but because I love my wife and I want to help her, I'll probably get those things for her. So this is how personas can also help in shaping, our ads, in creating a business that customers will trust. So because they created, now what got my interest, what will pull my interest in that ads is that they've been able to create a situation that I can relate with. That's how people build trust, isn't it? You will create a situation. I mean, what I mean by that is you people are able to relate with you. If someone is able to relate with your situations, the more they do that, the more you trust them. So persona is a very key part of creating business that customers can trust. So if you've not done the persona of your business, you need to, for your customers, of course, you need to do that. And of course, you would also learn that StopBridger will be willing to, help you with some of these things. So it's not like, oh, we just finish this program and it ends there. I'm sure the team in Stockbridger would be on ground to help you with, questions that you may have. Okay, so number 3 is to engage your market. So show that you know this industry that you operate in. So oftentimes, what business people do on their pages, they just show people, buy, come and buy this. Look at this new thing that I have. Look at that new thing that I have. People would not engage with you. Perhaps it is only when they are interested in what you sell. They will now look at all the people that are selling the same thing. And in this case, they most likely will go with the person they can trust first. And if there's nobody that they can trust in the group, then they will now look for the one that has the lowest price. Okay? But in a case where you are engaging your market, you are teaching what you know, okay, then it is easier for people to always come to your page. Let me give you an example. There's this automobile company, mechanic workshop. Let's call it that way. Mechanic workshop. Unfortunately for them, really, or maybe unfortunately for me, they are not in Lagos. Otherwise, they are the ones that will be repairing. They are the ones that will be repairing my cars. What they do, they don't tell you, oh, we are the best person when it comes to repairing cars. They don't tell you that. When you go through their Instagram page, you are going there to learn a lot about cars. They will tell you, Oga, if you buy this Sienna, just know that the problem is door. So when I went to their page, unfortunately, well, luckily for me that day, that was the first thing I saw. They were talking about cars and their problems. And then they said, Sienna, the issue is door. I was able to relate to it instantly. And I stuck to their page. Unfortunately for them, they've not expanded to Lagos. But a lot of people, you'll see in the comment section, Oga, when are you people coming to Lagos? Why? Because there's no way somebody will be teaching you the things that they are teaching you. And you will not know that these people know about cars. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you sell clothes, for example, everything you are doing all the time is posting new shoes, new bags. No. Sometimes you can post about how people can combine these things. Sometimes you can post about, content around fashion. Maybe the best way to combine or the best way to dress for maybe a date. Do you understand? Or a lunch night, something like that. So you need to be able to teach your market. Notice that the word here is market, not customers alone. Because when people surf online, these are the things that they are looking for. And then when they are confident enough that you have, teaching them about this space, they feel more assured that you know what you're doing. Okay. You need to, next, you need to follow up with your market. Some people, the only thing they do, I see it in almost all business people. I have a lot of friends that are, selling one thing or another. Every time on their status, the only thing they do is, send WhatsApp status. It's wrong. Out of sight is out of mind. Not many people come on WhatsApp. Not many people even check WhatsApp statuses. So WhatsApp status in itself is not enough. But beyond that, you also need to find creative ways to stay in the sight of your customers so that they don't leave your mind, or you don't leave their mind, rather. Now I'm mixing these things up. But you get. If you don't get, forget about it. Okay, so how do you follow up with your customers? You need to do email marketing. Okay, now a lot of small businesses don't take these things seriously. Email marketing is one of the most affordable of all of the marketing options that are available to business people. Is the cheapest and it's the most effective. I must say. So you need to do a lot of email marketing, and in your email marketing you engage in a lot of things, not just, oh, come and buy. You can just throw up a lot of things. So for example, you can do surveys and polls, this or that. You ask your customers to choose. And sometimes I use the word customer. Sometimes some people just subscribe to your newsletter. They've not bought from you. So these are people you can engage, or anybody who has asked you how much is it before, maybe on your WhatsApp status. You put them in on maybe an SMS plan or something. You do surveys. Another thing is reviews and feedback. Now, some of you will say, I take reviews. And I know, yes, you probably do reviews. But if I buy from you now, and you ask me for a review today, let's say I bought from you last week, and you asked me for a review today, how many people on this call do reviews for that same person 3 months after? So now I bought from you 3 months after, you ask me again. Now I want you to internalize that. If you bought from me and I send you survey asking you 3 months after that, yes, we know you have given us a survey before, but we want to know, are you still enjoying this product? How is it performing? Did it deteriorate? That would give the opportunity to the seller to say, to the buyer to say, I trust these people, that they are still following up with me. They must really be interested in my case. They must be interested in this product that they are selling. Another thing is Net Promoter Score. NPS is not a survey, it's not a review. It's saying, okay, Dami, how, on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you refer us to your friend? If you get between 8 to 10, it's a good score. Another one you probably know so well is referral code. I need to speed up now because they are telling me that my time is almost up. Okay, so you also now need to seek partnership. This is the fifth thing. You need to seek partnership. You need to collaborate with businesses that align with your own. Some of you would say, well, I'm already doing that, right? You are partnering with influencers. That is not partnership. And some people who have not done it, they are hoping that, when you see maybe one small 500K. I remember we had this conversation some time ago with my wife and my co-founder. Usually we're just looking, if we get Tomike like this, our life will never remain the same again. Unfortunately, we reached out to Tomike, and Tomike said she's already influencing for one other brand. Now things have changed. From that time till now, things have changed. Most people, especially when the very dark guy came out, he has now exposed everyone that these influencers may not even use the product they are marketing to you. So most times when buyers see influencers, they know that the guy or the girl just a hustle. So if you are a skit maker, we'll watch your skits. But that brand that you're advertising to us will not click the link. So you need influencers for advertising, not marketing. I would try to explain the difference between the two. So you must make sure that you are partnering with people. Let me give you an example. If somebody is selling parfait, so I was discussing with a young girl one time ago. She sells parfait. And then I was asking her, how's your business doing? Because I bought from her before. And then she said, he's not going so well online. I'm looking for a physical shop. I'm like, how would you be looking for a physical shop? She said, the thing is that most people, parfait will spoil. So most people don't get to order online. That except if she has an event where the event planner will ask for it in a huge number, then she does it and she makes her money. I said, that is what you need to do. You need to collaborate with adjacent businesses. So for example, if you are doing clothing, for instance, you can collaborate with someone who is selling fabric. So the person is talking about you. When you do that, that person has customers that are not patronizing you. So if that person puts on their status that this person is good, Abi, so what you are doing is you are importing the person's customer over to your own business, and you return the favor. Because as someone who is selling clothes, who is making clothes, you will have some other people that are also selling clothes that are following you to get inspiration. So when you mention the name of the person you are buying the fabric from, it will not spoil your growth. That person too, you pull customer to them. This is another way to influence without breaking the bank, and we also keeping the trust in check. The final thing, as I round up now, is to run ad campaigns. Social media ads convert. So as a business person, I'm telling you from fact, social media converts, but don't let ads run you. 2013, 2014, we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to position online. So we're trying to do ads, right? and we'll spend like 50K that time, 100K that time, 2013. We'll be seeing one customer, two customers. I'm not kidding. This is not an exaggeration. We'll be seeing one customer, two customer, because we thought that, okay, advertising is just once you put money in ads, otiton, you can go home and sleep, but ads convert. And I'll tell you what you need to do for your ad to convert. But for your ad to convert, you also need to understand the difference between marketing and advertising. I said earlier that marketing, when you use influencers, you're advertising. So advertising attracts potential customers to you. Marketing converts them to leads. So when you are advertising, okay, let me take that again. Advertising attracts potential customers. Marketing converts them to leads. So what that means is, if you run ads and you think, okay, I'm running ads, a lot of people are seeing it, that's just advertising. That's just advertising. So it is all of these things that we've talked about previously. When you combine them, people now come to your page. They are seeing things to calm them down. Okay. This person knows onions. Then you will be able to win. StopBridger has also created something that can help. I'm sure Dolapo and the team later will talk about it. So if somebody is now telling you that, oh, can I trust your business? Can you do pay on delivery? But pay on delivery also hurts business people, because that year, no staff now, just us, and I go mile 2. There was one part, I can't forget that experience. I went to mile 2 to deliver goods. When I got there, the lady was, I did not know that is this net you used. But you saw the picture. And that was how we lost a lot of money online. People would just come and say, I even have a friend that, I'm sure he will not be happy that I'm sharing this story. When the person got home, he blocked their number and they had to go back. So this is the reason why businesses like us say, okay, pay upfront. Let me know that you are serious. But when we do that, we're chasing a lot of customers away. Because you are saying someone should pay upfront. They don't know you. They've never seen you before. You just believe that because you have 50,000 followers, they should trust you. A lot of people have lost money online. So with what StopBridger has done now, you can then encourage the customer, you know what, put your money in StopBridger. If I don't deliver on my promises, with StopBridger, is like you are doing pay on delivery. You get your money back, and that will be good. So in conclusion, no matter the stage you are in business, you have to create a trustable brand. You have to create brand that customers will feel comfortable buying from. So I'm sure we'll have sessions for people who may have questions or maybe even contribution to this topic. But for now, that will be all from me. Thank you.
That was an amazing section. Thank you very much, Dami. And if you have questions, please do not hesitate to drop them. And we'll also have a question and answer section. Thank you, everybody. And another major event that will be happening today is the launch of StopBridger. So this is an important moment for us as a team, because we've had people that have been working for months, several months, to put this together for business owners. And it's really beautiful to eventually have this moment. So thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll be going live in a bit.
So by the way, let me also say that we're not done. In 30 seconds, our app will be live. So we'll just want everyone to unmute. Let me stop sharing briefly, and then I'll share that with the team. Okay, and then we can see the launch together. So can you see my screen? All right.
Yes, we can.
So,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, we are now live. So now we would be giving the opportunity for everyone to, say a thing or two. Perhaps you want to ask questions. Okay. So Dolapo, I'd like to hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dami. So now we'll be showing a brief demo on how to use StoreBridger. And I'll be sharing my screen for us to all experience that.
Hello everyone, welcome to the StoreBridger demo. StoreBridger is a platform that helps build the trust between businesses and customers. Today I'll be walking. Hello everyone, welcome to
Can you see my screen?
the StoreBridger demo. StoreBridger is a platform that helps build the trust between businesses and customers. Today I'll be walking you through the features we offer. Cynthia, a shopper, stumbled on an Instagram page that sells sneakers owned by Toby. Cynthia reached out to Toby. Toby, I would like to order his sneakers, but I would like to pay on delivery. Toby said no, she doesn't accept that option. And Cynthia suggested that, okay, I know a platform that I can use to make payments. Can we use that platform? It's called StoreBridger. And Toby said, sure, we can. So far I get my money. And Cynthia asked for Toby's email address, which she got. And the next thing Cynthia does is to sign into her account on StoreBridger. After signing in, she clicks on the other contract to create a contract between her and Toby Loba. She clicks on create contract, clicks on next. She's playing the role of a buyer and she clicks next. And on this page, Cynthia will be filling in the product details. She's ordering an Adidas sneakers. The cost of this sneakers is 20,000 and she wants one pair of sneakers. The product details is that she wants a size 42 and she wants it in white and black and it's made from leather. The condition of the product is new and she has uploaded the pictures of the product. So she's ordering another item and all she does is click add item. She's going to fill in the details of the products here as well. She's ordering a Nike sneakers. After filling in the product details and uploading the picture, she clicks on add and she goes to the item summary where she can see the details of the products she wants to order from Toby Loba. She clicks on next and she'll be filling in the delivery details on this page. Cynthia has filled in the delivery details. The delivery price is 2,000 naira. She wants it to be delivered tomorrow and she's not ready to move the delivery date. The review duration will be 3 hours and this is her phone number and this is her address. The next thing she'll be doing is to click on next. And this is Toby Loba's email address, which she has filled in here. And she'll be sending an invite to Toby Loba. Okay, so she clicks on invite to Storebridger and she clicks on next. After Cynthia has successfully created a contract, Toby receives an email that looks like this. And the email says you have been invited and there's a link in the email. She clicks on the link and which will direct her to where to sign up. After Toby has signed up on Storebridger, she goes to the contract button and click on it. Then she'll be able to view the contract that Cynthia sent to her. This is the contract showing pending. She can view. She can review the contract. If she's not comfortable with any of the clauses, she can make adjustments to it in alignment with Cynthia. So this is the product details. And the next thing, if she's comfortable with it, she would sign contract. And yes, Cynthia, Toby, successfully signed the contract, and that's it.
Thank you very much, Dolapo. Would there be another presentation, or that'll be it? Dolapo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I was asking, would there be another presentation? Or that?
No, the other part is creating a business on Storebridger, but we can take that after, or we can also share clips with our attendees.
All right. Thank you very much. So yeah, so as Dolapo earlier shared, and I think I also mentioned during the course of the meeting, I'm sure that a lot of people maybe have may have questions that they want to ask regarding what you've seen so far. Perhaps maybe you want to ask more questions about how Storebridger works, or you also want to just ask me about perhaps all the things that I said that may not be clear. So let's talk about it. Like I'll be willing to take the questions as much as I can. And also perhaps if you have contributions as well. This is not, we hope that this would be something that ignites a community of people who are genuinely interested in growing the business community in Nigeria, whether online or physically. So I guess the floor is open for people who would have questions to ask. So now we're giving people the opportunity to type. But if you have questions, you can raise your hand so that we can just take your questions. We can give you the opportunity to ask, or maybe unmute yourself to talk. So if anyone has any questions, perhaps you can raise your hand. I think that feature is there. Okay, so Aminat has a question. So Aminat, now you have the floor. Is she there? Can you? Aminat, can you talk? You have your hands up. Okay. So, does anyone have any questions to ask regarding um, what we shared regarding the slides earlier? Oh yeah, now let's. Or maybe you don't have contributions. Maybe you have additions. You know, we have the space. Perhaps this is really we want everyone on this call to have as much learnings as we can have, including me myself. So if you have questions, if you have contributions, you can have the floor. Okay, so Femi, you have the floor now. Can you contribute? Can you unmute? Okay. So I think you should be able to contribute now. Femi and Nelson, you have questions.
I wanted to know if I'm to wait for Femi's question or if I can actually go ahead.
You can go ahead.
All right. Hi everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today and to actually witness this beautiful launch of such a beautiful product. I basically, as an outsider and as a prospective user of the product, I'd like to understand, will users, so when I mean users now, will consumers here, I should use the word consumers, not just users, because I believe business owners will be using this as well. As a consumer, will I be charged for using the product, or will the owners on the platform be responsible for whatever charges that will be, you know, accrued by the product?
Thank you, Nelson. That's a good question. So right now we the business owners would not be responsible for the payment. So we believe that the advantage is really to the buyer to protect their money. So using StopBridger is like, insurance, right? So when you buy a car, or a device, you can insure it with a certain percentage, and that will ensure that your money is secured, right? So when you use the platform as a buyer, you would be paying that percentage of what the transaction is. So right now, the business owners are not paying. As a matter of fact, nobody is paying to do anything. So when you create a contract on the platform, you are not going to be charged until everyone has reviewed the contract and both the seller says, okay, I have this product and all this description is available, and you as a buyer, you're also sure that the product that you ask for is what the seller is about to deliver. So once you're okay with the contract, you can proceed to payment, and that's when we charge.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that clarification. So from what you explained, as a buyer, I'm basically being charged a token for my peace of mind.
Exactly, yes.
All right, great. Thanks.
Thank you. So Femi, your hands are up. Did Nelson answer your question, or you want to ask something else? You are muted, by the way, if you're speaking now, Femi.
Hello.
Yeah, we can
Hello,
hear
good
Yes, we
you.
can
evening,
hear you.
everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I think this is a nice product and is a nice idea, but I would like you guys should be able to communicate it better to the people. Like, is the app launched already?
Now the product is live now, as we witnessed some minutes ago. So now if you go to stopbridger.com, I believe that the product is available, so you can sign up and you can start to create contracts. Yes, so the app is live. But again, I'd like to know, are there parts of the explanation, because we are trying to ensure we don't take so much of your time, because we feel that you probably need to prepare for the next week. So we try to, keep the presentation short and also to give you opportunity to ask questions as well. So, but we would like to know, are there some parts of the explanation that you would need clarity on? Perhaps we can we can help with that.
Okay, let me just give an opinion. Just make it make it easy for the consumers. You should understand what I mean by that. Like it should be able to be easy for people to interact with. Then people will make use of it more. But when the interactions of the people maybe it's kind of difficult to understand. You understand? I just believe the app is standing between the buyer and the seller, not to bridge of agreements, right? If you're getting a product, maybe you're not getting what you pay for, then you can tell the middleman. You are standing as the middleman between the consumer and the seller. So this is not what I pay for. I want my money back. I'll return the goods. Let the owner of the goods check what the goods, if it's okay, things like that. Just make it easy. Like people should just understand it. Then I think you're going to get lots of people in the app. Then paying for it, fine. If you're renting a service, you should also make money from it. It should be something more affordable for people. We really need that. We really need it here in Nigeria because customers and clients always crazy, some stuff's happening. So I believe if the product is very, very good, believe me, it's going to people will patronize it. That's just it. That's just my opinion. That's just what I have.
Thank you very much, Femi. That's well
You're
received.
welcome.
So again, what I think we can do is we probably want to encourage the sellers to understand the platform very well, and most times be the one to create the order on behalf of the customer. So the parts that was not showed during the demo, which of course, like I said, we're trying to make sure that we manage the time well, is to also show how as a business you can create a business account, which we believe that a lot of sellers should be doing. So they create a business account and they create their products, like you're creating a product for a website, and when you have orders and you have customers say, oh, can I pay on delivery and things like that, you can then create the order for the customer. You don't need to do the contract. The software will generate the contract for you based on the description of the products in that order, and you can send the link to your potential buyer to pay. So yes, what we're going to do going forward is I would communicate more with this community to make everyone understand what the platform is about and how to use it well, and ultimately would also guide users through the journey, the business people through the journey of helping them use StoreBridger to reach more markets. So that way, we believe that you get a better understanding of how the platform works, and it's basically easier for the buyers to just proceed to pay, review what they have, and then proceed to pay. So thank you very much for the feedback. So I believe some people have their hands up. If you have more questions, you can raise your hand, and I think we can permit you to speak. Or maybe you want to just write it in a chat. That's also fine. Okay, so while we wait. Okay, I thought um, Lola was going to speak. So while we wait for, perhaps if you are typing your questions again, you can raise your hand. I'm also interested in knowing all we talked about previously. So I really don't want it to just be questions around the app. Perhaps all of the things that we talked about, I'd like to also hear questions on how you think you can adopt some of these things to your business. So you can ask how, perhaps what, maybe in your industry, perhaps the example that I gave may not relate with your industry. So you can ask, and perhaps I can help, or someone else on this call could also have better insights. Yes, Nelson.
Yeah. So quick one. I know I just might have been distracted during the course of the presentation, but I know you've been talking more about sales of goods, and the buyer confirming whether or not the goods delivered actually meets up to the specified requirements at the time of the purchase. But then, does the product cater for um, independent service providers? Right. What do I mean by this? We have platforms like Upwork and Fiverr that actually gives freelancers room to provide services to consumers across the globe. Uh, is Stopbridger in any way looking at and catering for service providers as well, locally, aside from just folks that are selling tangible goods?
So right now, we're currently focused on sellers of goods. Okay, so service is a bit more tricky. So what we're trying to do is, we already have a sort of module in place, but we're still developing that. So if you check our app, you see that for the service sector, we have coming soon. So we're still working with a lot of service providers, a lot of graphics designers, software engineers, different service providers from different industries, to come up with a process that is comprehensive enough but also simple to use. So we believe that one of the things that would make it easier for things to move smoothly is to make the platform comprehensive, to capture all of the edge cases that may exist, but at the same time simple to use. So in some coming months, we would be rolling out the service. We'll be rolling out the feature for the service sector. But again, I know that some people probably have suggested that they can use the goods side and find a way to define the clauses, the features of the product, the service product now, to suit them. But right now we're focused on just goods. So that's feature is mainly focused on physical products.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's good to know, and it's good to know that the product map actually includes the services as well. Thanks.
So Lola asked if we can have an idea of the cost. Yeah, cost of using the app. Again, like I said earlier, the sellers don't bear the cost of creating the contract. Perhaps the only cost that they bear is, the few seconds, or probably a couple of minutes, that would take to create a contract. By the way, I say contract, but you are not creating a contract. The contract is generated for you. So it's more like you're creating an order and sharing. So the cost is on the buyer, and it's a percentage of the value of the order. So if I'm not a mathematician, so I'm going to think of, let's say the order is 1,000 naira. We charge just 4% of that. So I think 4% of 1,000 naira is 40 naira. Mathematicians in the house, am I correct? Okay, all right. Thank God, say I know for my math teacher, but anyways, yeah. So that's it. So again, okay, Lola, you want to ask another question?
Hello, good evening. I'd like to ask regarding the things that we have learned from the presentation earlier. I would like you to reiterate on the differences between advertising and marketing. Could you please do that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So again, marketing and advertising. So advertising is the tool to attract potential customers. So think about it like this: if you're watching it, the 10 o'clock news at night, and then you see an advert on the screen, they're basically attracting you to their proposition. They're attracting you to their business. They're telling you this is what we do, right? But that do not mean immediately you are paying for the product. Nobody ever sees an ad and the next thing is I'm buying it straight away. There are things that would need to happen afterwards. So, for example, that person who sees that advert, right, may then pick up our phone and then check their website out. So, or go to their Instagram page or call them. So, when the call happens or when the check on the Instagram page happens, marketing kicks in. So everything you do after a customer sees your ads, everything you do after a customer sees your ads then becomes marketing. So which means that in your plan, you should have structured your marketing in a way that you can pull um, potential customers in and then get them to understand that this is a trustable business. So when they go through your Instagram page, they are seeing content that aligns with them, that gives them the confidence that yes, this is truly a business I can buy from. This is truly a business I want to patronize, I want to buy from. So that's the difference between marketing and advertising. So advertising attracts potential customers. Marketing converts them to a paying customer, or in actual term, as most of us are small companies. In bigger companies, you now have from marketing to leads. So technically speaking, marketing converts them to leads. And then from leads, from marketing, it goes to sales. And from sales converts leads to paying customers. Do you understand? So the journey is potential customers, leads, and then paying customers. But because we are the ones that will take charge of that majorly, most of us are, small business owners. So we are the one handling everything. So once you attract customers to your page, the next thing is that on that page, you have marketing content, marketing propositions. Some people will put up charts. The charts will have bots that responds. Those things are good because customers immediately get responses from you, even though they know it's automated. And all of those things they see when they go through your page, when they go through your proposition, because maybe they call you, they now see your page, okay, this is nice, and then they call you, and then you tell them, or they tell you, oh, can I get it today? No, it's not available today, but we can deliver in 3 days time. But can I pay when I see the product? And I say no, but so they are throwing up reasons to not buy from you. But because you are aware that, okay, this person wants to know whether I'm a real business or not, then you are giving them things to make them calm down, to calm them down, that look, don't worry, your money is rest assured. So yeah, so
Thank you very much. Regarding the Storebridger app, I would like to also ask a question, just to be sure that I understand what the app is here to do. So, from the explanation, the presentation that was made, the creating of the other contracts that we saw, I want to ask, are you telling us now that Storebridger um, is going to help us eradicate scammers? Because the main reason why people actually need a middleman to stand in between the buyer and the seller is because we all have trust issues, and there are a lot of scammers in the online space, which is another reason why so many people don't want to bring their businesses online, and so many people also do not want to do business online. They don't want to patronize online vendors. So, are you saying that Storebridger is our savior now, and we should be rest assured that our money is also safe with Storebridger when we use Storebridger to do transactions with other people in the online space?
absolutely. That's exactly why we've created Storebridger. So I'm sure that a lot of people here have, I mean, sales online, and I'm very confident that this is why you've shown interest in this meeting. So definitely you may have had lots of experiences, especially if you are selling on Facebook. If you are probably selling on Instagram alone, you may not have some of these issues, because maybe on Instagram page, you see, okay, this person has 5,000 likes, 20,000 likes, but there are issues. For example, I have heard of a story where, in fact, I think that we if I remember vividly, we also had our own issues, with dispatch riders. So you go to dispatch the product. If I remember vividly now, in one of those, back then, the dispatch rider dispatched the item, got the money, and then we did not hear from the dispatch rider again. The dispatch rider collected the money, and then that was the end. So it's a two-way street. And some other times, I can't remember the story very vividly. I have a friend who manages a supermarket for his sister, I think, and then he went to deliver goods to someone. Apparently, this buyer is a scammer. But then he used the loophole in communication between the dispatch rider and the company, his company. So the guy got the product and told the dispatch rider that he's trying the transaction. The transaction is not going through. That he should not worry, he should go. That he's going to send the money. And these are products, imported products. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with that terrain. But the point I'm trying to make is, if Storebridger has, if Storebridger has, for example, if a seller uses Storebridger, for example, if that guy goes with the product, your money is protected, because if we don't hear back from the buyer within a period of time, we pay the seller. The seller will get paid. So if the buyer now says no, the seller did not dispatch the item, when you are dispatching the item, will ask you to upload evidences of you dispatching the item to the seller. So which means that you're handing over the dispatch to the dispatch rider. And then when the dispatch rider gets there, they also, send you screenshots of, you also attach screenshots of them receiving the item. right? So these are things that we would now look at internally to also review the order to ensure that you don't, in this case, you don't lose money. We've built it. So Femi spoke earlier about how, I mean, making it simple. Now, the problem with making it simple is that if we simplify it too much, a lot will be in conversation. So we have some competitors also who are trying to create the system. They'll tell you, okay, escrow payment. Escrow payment is not enough. So what do I mean by escrow? So let's say Nelson wants to buy something from Femi. So Nelson pays Femi through a middleman, and the middleman is holding the money. There is no conversation beforehand. So let's say Femi now delivers the order, then there can be arguments ensuing. And in this case, the buyer has absolute right to get their money. So if you don't have a system where you as a seller can protect your business, eventually it is still the buyer alone that wins. But what we want to try to do is not take sides as a middleman, balance the equation. Both parties can dictate. For example, there's a feature that we added. So because let me give you a perfect scenario here. Last week alone, the girl that handles our order, that processes, so when we have orders, there's a department where the order, once it comes out of a factory, it goes into another department where they now package the items and dispatch. This particular girl who handles that department packaged the top as medium. I'm not sure whether it is the top that is medium or, but this is it. The top as medium, and then the bottom of that order as large. Now, all of the other descriptions are right, but then just that detail means that that buyer cannot have that product, right? So in Stockbridger, for example, if you have that kind of situation where maybe you meet up, excuse me, 70%, 80% of the order. Now we know that you are serious about that order. So if somebody just comes and says, I want my money back. No, it doesn't work like that. This person has shown interest in delivering the product. So the seller has the opportunity to then dispatch another item and still get their money. So we have a system in place to ensure that we're able to get those fake vendors online, or maybe fake buyers, you might say. Basirat has had her hands up. I don't know if she still has questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Basirat, do you still want to ask your question, or I've answered?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Congratulations to the entire Starbridger team. It's such an amazing job, and I know it's not an easy thing to do. Congrats to you guys, and I hope that very soon you guys are going to be reaping the bountiful fruits of the ad labor. So I have two contributions actually. One is a question, and the other one is suggestion. So the question, Stobija is a very new product and not a lot of people know about it. So I want to ask if there is a measure in place to ensure that um, both buyers and sellers are actually very convinced that this is not a partnership with the scammers, because of course I don't know who Stobridger is. I don't know what they stand for. I don't know what they represent. So what if you guys are actually working in collaboration with the other party to swindle me of my hard-earned money? So I want to ensure that that has been, thought of while putting everything together. Then the suggestion, you mentioned something earlier about the sellers taking pictures of when they dispatch the product and all. So I actually want to suggest that you work in partnership with dispatch or logistics company, because you know that there are some sellers, they'll just put up a facade, so to say. They will, align with the dispatch riders, take pictures, and then retrieve their products, ask the dispatch riders to leave, and then they share pictures with you that the product is on transit, which is not actually true. So I would just like to suggest that you have that measure in place to, you know partner with logistics company, and then you know that everything coming out of your company is genuine, so the seller cannot say they've already given out the products, whereas the product is not on the way, and then the recipients can also, not lie that they have not received their product because you're getting live updates from your rider, the middleman, actually. So that's just my own contribution.
Thank you very much. Spot on with your contribution. Spot on. Thank you. So to start with, about let me start with the delivery. So ultimately, we're sourcing for dispatch companies that we can partner with. Dispatch is a very big problem in Nigeria. It's one of the things that's really affecting the e-commerce space. True. And this is even evident by most of the bigger e-commerce players like Jumia, Konga. And during my years working for, in this e-commerce space as well, I've worked with logistics company, and I know there's a lot of pain that they're trying to solve. Some of us as business people, we also see it around us. So we are really looking out for solutions. I agree with you. We're looking out for solutions to ensure that we take that burden off the sellers. In fact, that's why we call it store bridger. Ultimately, what we want to do, and that's why we're calling for partnerships, we're calling for collaborations with business-minded people like you. We want you to tell us our problem. I mean, we want you to tell us your problems. So what we want to do is to make sure that we take away all of the pains around doing business. So because most people start business out of passion. You see someone start, maybe a fashion business because they are passionate about, colors and, combining styles and all those things. But then the moment they start to have dispatch rider issues. They start to have accounting issues. They start to have a whole lot of issues around the business. And that's why a lot of businesses fail. Some people stop. So as a next step for us at Stopbridger, we want to work closely with you. After this webinar, we would be hosting a lot of webinars to share ideas. We'll be asking you questions. We want to work with you to solve this problem ultimately. So this is not in any way an end. This is just the beginning of so many innovations to come. Now, so again, to paraphrase, we're currently working with dispatch companies. We're sieving through the list, and then ultimately soon we should be able to take that burden off you. The second thing you talked about I think I lost that question now. Could you?
About we not associating with scammers.
Oh yes. So again, spot on, because this was something that we had lots of deliberations on. We would be putting up lots of contents, like I already shared in the slide earlier on, to educate the community. So again, trust is something that you earn. It's not something that you collect, or I want to get this person's trust. We would play our part. We'll work with you as business owners, and the questions that buyers have, the concerns that buyers have, we would, while working with you, document those things, and we'll use that to create enriching FAQ content on our page, first of all. Also on our social media accounts, we intend to do questions. We intend to also do reviews, just to make people understand that, indeed, this is a brand to resonate with. Finally, when a business like ours is coming on board, verification on payment provider is always very tough. So one of the things I also need to stress is that Paystack verified us as a business to deal with. So in the coming days as well, we would also be partnering with Paystack to ensure that they amplify our brand. But we cannot do it without this community, and that's why for us, first of all, it's a product that we would use, right? So we know it will only get better. So ultimately, we want to work with everyone. We want to create a community where, you'll be free to give us insights on how we can improve. We want to create a business, or an environment where that money that is lost to trust, we can bring it into our business. So when you put 100K in adverts, when you put 50K in adverts, you can see times 20 the returns, because we know that they are there. The problem is majorly trust. Thank you. I hope I was able to answer your question. So in summary, we'll be reviewing, we'll be putting up content. It will take time, obviously, definitely, but we are committed to it. We're not in a hurry at all to in this business. So we are ready to put in the work that it takes. Are there any more questions? So just before Dolapo asked me to probably shut up, so I'd like to share what the next step will be for business people and of course everyone on this call. So again, we want to create a community. That's the first thing. So creating a community means that we are going to be reaching out to you. You are going to share with us your socials pages, your Instagram page, your Facebook page, and within the next couple of weeks, we want to work with you to put some of the things that we'll discuss on this call into action, right? So if we think that if you don't have personas, we're not just telling you, okay, to this create a persona and then we leave you there. We'll work with you to create a draft, and then we can help you refine that. So if you're having issues, targeting a market, like if you are a business that you've been doing so many other things, you've been selling so many things, now we want you to focus on a particular target market. So we're going to be working with you in the next couple of days to ensure that you streamline your business to a particular market based on what you give to us, right? So that's also what we're going to do. Then if you probably need help for businesses that will do, if you probably would need help with your retargeting, right? Or funneling in your ads, creating ads, creating ads retargeting, would also be helping you with that. So almost everything that we talked about, almost everything we have talked about on this call, we are not just saying it and then leaving you to figure it out on your own. So we would also be available to help you through it. And of course, as you also try to, as you start to run ads, we would also be there to guide you through with customers who might want to use the other contract. So we'll be supporting you to do that. So finally, we would also be giving some of you uh, some marketing budgets, depending on what we see. So this is not for everybody, right? So we have created about ₦1 million for every business, right, on this call. So of course not for, so this is not for everybody. So it's not like one business and then we'll give you just ₦1 million. So we have a ₦1 million in the pool that want to use to support as many businesses as possible to perhaps create their first ads and also support them through the process. So again, like I said, we are trying to create a community. All right. So the goal for us is not just, oh, we're out to make money. If we can create a business, if we can create businesses that people will trust, if we can create businesses that buyers can trust, then it's really not a problem. I have no doubt in my mind that businesses will grow. So, for example, we started to try out a few things mid this year in Unusual Me, and that has really helped us scale our brand. Now we're doing 8 figures, and we hope that in the next year, because of all of these things that we're trying to combine together, we hope to to get into the region of doing 5x, 6x the numbers that we're currently doing now. So we want you to be available. Dolapo and the rest of the team and our team will be reaching out to us to help foster this community, to help you create personalized experience. So another thing is that a lot of people do copy and paste. We copy we copy ads from another business and we try to, to inculcate that in our business without personalizing the experience. So we would work with you to personalize the experience. And if based on our criteria, if we find out that you are eligible for the ads pool, we will definitely reach out to you. And for transparency also, we will be sharing videos and testimonies of businesses on our page that we were working with, and then ultimately we want to see that this business grow and succeed. So thank you very much. That's all I've got to say.
So Basirat said that me thinking in my head as a win-win for everyone, I would like to suggest that while building the community, seller can have a thing on their pages to link them to StoreBridger, something like a partner of StoreBridger or engage with us through StoreBridger, and then the link will be there. This will first of all create curiosity for the brand. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Basirat.
Thank
Yes.
you, Basirat.
So we have a feature called the business account, and with that you'll be able to create links that you'll be inserting on your business pages. We couldn't show that because of time, but we already have that in place, and that's really thoughtful of you to think of. Thank you.
And perhaps Basirat, you might be one of the champions of the community because we can see that you are really passionate about this industry. And we have every reason to be passionate about it. We know that this is our only two way of growing the economy. We can't, not everyone can afford to nag all day about the many problems that we have in Nigeria. But the only way we can get to fix the problem is some of these things, trying to grow the SME industry, and seeing that if 1 million business employ persons plus the employer, we have 3 million people gainfully employed. And as we multiply that number, the better opportunities we create for Nigerians.
Thank you very much, Dami. And thank you, everybody, for attending this webinar. And I hope that you are able to learn one or two things. And as well, we're happy to have you guys on board and we'll be reaching out to you as often as possible. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm sure I have everybody's contacts here, and I'll definitely be in your faces always. Thank you, guys.
So thanks again for everyone who has joined. Do have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye. Thank you.